Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. So this is my grandson and I's first attempt at vlogging because I'm a very blessed Mima and I get to have my 12-year-old son, my new cameraman behind you, and my 1-year-old grandson. Did I call you a son or a grandson? Grandson, I believe. But either way, I'm a blessed Mima. I've got both boys, and while their mom went back to work full-time after COVID. So in order for me to still let everybody know what's going on at the funny farm, I'm gonna have to start doing some more casual videos, because as it is now, it takes me sometimes weeks to get a video recorded, edited, and out to you guys. So we're gonna do a little more casual now that I have my 12-year-old grandson as the cameraman. And we're just gonna tell stories and let you guys know what happens at the funny farm on the daily. So I am so excited to see your smiling face again, and I hope you like kind of this new, more casual format that we're gonna be going for. Let me know in the comments what you think, what kind of things you wanna see in the funny farm. So here we go. If this is your first time visiting the channel, well then by all means, go watch an older video because there's a lot more time and effort put into them than this vlogging stuff, but we'll see how it goes. Don't forget to subscribe. There's a button down here below somewhere. Smack that bad boy and hit that bell icon so you don't miss any of the funny crap going on. Nothing at the funny farm will be missed by you. Okay, can you back off my face a little bit? The camera's sideways. So I've got a funny story. In March, I decided to kind of start being more self-sufficient. Just at least I cannot garden. I do not have a green thumb. I cannot keep any plants alive, none. So, but I can keep animals alive, typically. So here's my story. In March, I bought a bunch of chickens, bought a bunch of other animals for the funny farm as well, but I decided to fill my freezer with chicken, rabbit, and pork, because those are the 3 meats that I eat. I'm not a huge beef eater. If I do, it's a filet mignon, and I'm not raising a whole beef for just steaks. So anyhow, I got some beef chickens. Oh my gosh, some meat chickens. And they're gross. If you're not familiar with meat chickens, they are not like cute hens. They don't grow the feathers the same. They're very gluttonous. They waddle. They just go from food to water to sleep, food to water, sleep. And sometimes they need a nap in between. Sometimes they'll go to the food and they'll waddle halfway to the water and drop. But I still wanted to raise them so that I knew what my chickens were eating, that they were happy, that they were out in the sunshine, that they were treated as well as my hens are. So I spent 10 weeks raising meat chickens. I'm grossed out by them, not too sure I'm gonna wanna eat the meat because they're kind of sketchy looking. But I don't want to process the chickens because plucking chickens, I just won't eat if I have to pluck a chicken. So I find out that our Hutterite colony that's nearby processes chickens. So I'm all excited. I call the gentleman. I'm super excited to get them processed when they're ready. 10 weeks go by, my chickens are ready. You have to then go into the chicken coop and catch all your chickens. They're gross. There's lots of chicken crap going on. They're flailing around. You put them in, I put them in a dog kennel and transport them to the Hutterite that is going to process them. Super, super nice guy. Walks me all around his facility and stuff like that. Hold on, we need gas. Of course, the gas pump's out of order. Okay, where was I? Okay, drop the chickens all off at the Hutterites. Is that where I was?
I'm not sure.
And I get home about 10 minutes after I drop off 18 birds. And I get a call from the gentleman. He says, Diana, I'm really sorry, but I think I made a mistake. He's got kind of an accent like that because he's a Hutterite. That's probably not the right accent, but it's an accent, you get the drift. Okay, so he says that he made a mistake, and I'm like, what kind of mistake? He goes, well, I think I scalded him. And I said, so what does that mean? Well, I don't know any of you guys that don't know this. You dunk chickens in really hot water for a couple of seconds and pull them out, and that loosens the feathers so that they can be pulled. And then the way that they are processed by professionals like the Hutterites is they're dunked in the hot water in this huge tub, and then they're dunked in a plucking machine, which is like a big, looks almost like a washing machine, but it's got all these little rubber fingers on it. So they put them in the boiling water, and that loosens the feathers, and then they put them in the plucking machine, and the plucking machine literally goes and it slaps around the birds, and these little rubber fingers take out the feathers out. Mind you, as I'm telling you the story, their guts are not removed, and I don't know if their heads are off yet, so they have not been, I don't know if they've been bled out or not at this point, but all their guts are still inside of them when they go into the plucker. And then once they're done in the plucker, everything else done. So he says, I had my water a little too hot, and I think I scalded them. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says, well, like I cooked them a little, and then when I put them in the plucker, well, it just was not a pretty sight. And I'm like, what do you mean? He says, well, it was ugly, and I couldn't save any of them, and you're not gonna be able to eat them. And I'm like, what? I said, George, you're joking, right? I'd say names have been changed to protect the innocent, but one, he ain't innocent. Two, there's a lot of Georges in the world, and three, I already said it, so I can't protect him. So, anyhow, I said, you're kidding me, right? You're gonna laugh any minute. Because if you guys are familiar with Hutterites, a lot of them don't have a whole lot of sense of humor. So I'm thinking that George needs to laugh anytime now, like he's got to be kidding. And I said, so, he goes, yeah, about the first time of every year I make the mistake, I make the water a little too hot. It's supposed to be about 114 degrees, and I had it at like 157. And I put all 8, and I said, well, like, all the birds? Yeah, I put all 18 birds in, Diana. And then I didn't realize the mistake until I put all 18 birds in the plucker, and they just kind of pulled apart. So imagine, it is chicken half-cooked gut soup at this point when it's put in the plucker, because if this, it's just, the thought of it's disgusting. I'll make myself puke. But anyhow, so my 18 chickens were literally ripped apart in the plucker, and within 10 minutes after 10 weeks of raising them, boom, all 18 birds are gone. So today, the Hutterite is they're super, super sweet people. And George is super sweet. He's gonna make it right. So I am on the way out to the Hutterite colony now to pick up 18 birds. Here's the kind of bummer though. He is making it right. He is giving me the 18 birds, and I so appreciate that. But they're not my 18 birds. They're not fed the way mine were fed. They weren't outside enjoying life. They weren't pecking in the grass. They weren't enjoying the sun. So here's how I look at raising my own meat is I know that my animals are well taken care of, and they're happy and healthy. And I love, cherish, nourish, and care for them when they're alive. And then when I butcher them, it's their turn to love, nourish, and care for me. So that's how I justify eating what some might think of as pets. But the meat birds were not pets. They were disgusting. But anyhow, I'm out here on the way now to go get said birds. Here is their meat processing plant. So see how these things right here, that's where they would put the pigs and the beef and stuff on those hooks. And inside there is where they do all the butchering and packaging. And here is George. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Is it okay if he records like the cooler or anything? Can we have, or can we not? Does it matter to you?
Yeah, it don't matter.
I didn't think it would, but cool. So this is my grandson, Kyle. Kyle, this is George.
Nice meeting you, buddy.
Do you care if you're on video?
Don't matter.
Yeah, wait. Except for I have the speaker. Here.
Okay, what do you want to know?
What you do with the feathers?
The feathers, I sell them to a pharmaceutical company every year. Chickens, ducks, and geese feathers. Then they make allergy shots out of them.
That's kind of interesting.
Yep.
Isn't that cool? I think that's really,
Shots.
yeah.
Yep, so if you're allergic to ducks or geese or chickens or any allergy, you know, they use it for allergy. Put it in them EpiPens.
Pretty cool, huh?
There's the main chickens. They're going to be butchered on
Oh my gosh, they smell. Oh,
It's just chickens.
oh no, it's stinky. It's like a ammonia.
Why? Because it's so hot.
Oh,
Heat makes it worse.
but Kyle, look. The eggs are right here. And then here's their food. Are you getting all this? And then when they poop, it goes on the conveyor belt, and then yeah.
Then we unload, you put the bucket underneath, flip the switch, and it goes out.
Woo!
It makes it clean out, so I'm gonna move that through
Oh,
That's better in here.
okay.
That's better in here. It's only chicken. They got more pain.
Oh yeah, they don't smell near as bad. Hi guys. Okay, how old are these guys?
About 6.5 weeks.
Okay, and when do you butcher them?
It'll be another 2 weeks. 8 weeks.
About 8 weeks
Yeah.
butcher.
I gotta shear them first.
What do you mean you gotta shear them?
I shear the feathers off them. That's where I get the chicken feathers from. Live chicken shearing.
Oh, you don't pluck the chicken?
No,
Oh, that's right. You told me about that.
I gotta shear them. With a sheep shear, you get a bucket, sit down there, one holds the chicken, you just shear all the nice feathers off, you turn loose again.
Huh. And
Then you
that's
butcher it 3 days later.
Are you getting all this? Are you getting all this? Interesting. So when people get like feather pillows and stuff like that, they have not.
They don't come from chicken feathers though.
So what do you do with the sheared feathers?
They go to the pharmaceutical for allergy shots.
Oh, gotcha. That's the feathers we were talking
We're
about.
just here today to inspect them.
And what do they
chickens.
do when they inspect them?
Just to make sure they're healthy and clean and no bugs or virus or anything.
Huh.
He looks the bird over and makes sure the rooms are nice and clean and healthy. So everything looks good.
Perfect.
They're all ready to shear when another 2 weeks. About a few days afterwards, I butcher them.
Okay, gotcha.
Once they're sheared, now I do it just before, 2 days, 3 before I butcher.
Perfect.
That way you know you don't even know they were sheared.
Perfect. See all those chickens?
Yours are about that size, 6 weeks.
Huh?
Yours were about 6 weeks, the ones that are wrecked.
Oh, no, the ones you wrecked for me were 10 weeks. Oh, these are the little guys.
So these are 2 weeks younger than the ones in there. You want to take a video of the piggies?
Pardon me?
You want to take a video of the pigs?
These are huge.
They're ready to butcher pretty well.
Don't they look so much different than Stella and Stanley? Even their noses, like Stella and Stanley have little turned up noses, my
Yeah.
2 little tiny pigs.
They're probably a different breed.
Totally different breed. That's interesting, that one's sunburned really bad.
No, that's the way they are. They ain't sunburned. That's the way it is.
Oh,
When I bring scraps from the kitchen in the morning, 4 buckets, I put 1 bucket in each pen. When I drive in here, them little guys are just squealing. They can't wait for a slop pail bucket. They just stand there and fight and jump and squeal till I dump it in.
Stella and Stanley do that over donuts. Oh, wow.
The first pile is the breast feathers off the ducks when I butcher them. And the second pile is the rest of the feathers.
I tried cooking a duck, grossest thing I ever cooked. And
Why?
I'm usually a good cook. It's, I didn't think I'd like duck. You told me I should try it, and I tried
Well,
it.
you put it in, you roast it like a turkey.
It was just, no, it had like 2.5 cups of fat come off of it.
Yeah, they got their fat, you know, but
But it
just
didn't,
skim it off.
but it didn't taste like turkey.
No, it'll taste like a duck. You salt it a little bit, put some apple and carrots in there, onion.
Yeah, no.
I can polish off a whole duck on Sunday.
Oh, yuck. Oh, no. Yeah, I think you either like it or you don't.
So the birds you're gonna get here are 4 pounds.
Okay.
They're for nice 4 pounds little broilers, really good.
Those are really tender too, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, they're
Because you
very
said your cook doesn't like to make a big bird.
No, and she made a batch of them already, you can't beat them.
Really? Perfect. Cool.
And the smaller ones, they pack them in, they call them beer chicken.
Tell us about how you make beer chicken.
You open up a can of beer and you set it in your barbecue grill and set the chicken on top of it.
That's it.
Whatever the beer does makes it a good flavor.
Perfect.
They call it beer chicken.
Perfect.
Sounds really good. It's so cold in here.
Oh, it's nice.
Oh my gosh, it feels good in here.
Oh, nothing like it. You ever try a goose?
No, I am not trying a goose. No goose.
Chicken.
I like chicken. I don't mind. I like turkey, and I like chicken.
These are all turkeys here.
How many
All the way up to here.
Holy cow.
255 turkeys. Well, 219 to sell, and I got 36 turkeys for us.
Very cool. Well, how about if I take one turkey in place of a couple chickens? Can you do that?
Well, just to give you turkey, hang on. I'll be a nice guy. Okay, is this big enough for you?
You betcha. Yum.
Oh, here's your chicken.
Okay.
I think Diane's even got a mark.
Oh, thank you. How much do I owe you for processing? I would have had to pay you for processing my birds.
I guess.
So how much would I owe you?
Hang on, since you insist. $70.
Okay, let me see what I got in my purse.
Okay.
Thank you much. I'll probably see you next year.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you
If need
much.
anything else during the summer or winter, I got it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, buddy.
Okay, so come on, George, tell me, what happened to my birds?
That was my first blooper of the year. When I scalded them, I got them too hot and they just halfway cooked and they fell apart. He didn't even want to look at them. There was a sorry sight.
Because when they go in the plucker, they have all their guts, but they don't have their head off, right?
Yeah, but you gotta have a certain temperature. You leave them in the water till the feathers released, then you gotta get them out of there. Else they overdo it, then the skin just falls to rip apart in the plucker.
Yeah.
That's what happened. That was my first blooper of the year.
Well, there you go.
You were the lucky one to bring
Yeah.
your first chicken.
All right, thank you so much,
Okay.
George. He offered to make it right and not charge me for processing, but my theory is I still got 18 birds and I would have had to pay $4 a bird to have them processed anyway. So I went ahead and paid him for processing. So, and he did give us 4 ducks, which is disgusting. I don't know if y'all like duck, but I ate duck and it's gross myself. So don't judge. But I didn't like the duck, so I actually gave the last 3 away. So I tried cooking a duck, and then he gave me 4 chickens to tide me over until this batch of chickens were butchered. So these birds are going to be fantastic. He did right by me. I did right by him by still paying for processing. So all's good. What comes around goes around. Have it. And with that, everybody, stay safe, stay healthy, stay surrounded by loved ones, and most of all, stay grateful for all of your blessings. And thank you so much for your patience with our very first casual vlog. Thank you so much.